Hi, we'd like to welcome you to Wild Wednesday Live. I'm Beth Watts from Fabric Chicks, and today we've got a couple of great vendors. If you're new to watching, we do this every Wednesday, except for when we're at shows. Oh my gosh, you guys are just all you're all popping on telling us where you're from, and we love to see that. I always want to, we call it roll call. So if you're new to watching, just type in where you're from. We've got Diane from Wyoming. It's windy there. Ruth from Pennsylvania. Cindy's got fat fingers. She must have typed something wrong. She's from Newark. And Linda ABC's on, Mo's on. Oh my gosh, we've got so many of you. Hi, Marianne. And Dorianne and Peggy. Hey, Peggy. So it's super exciting to see you guys. I know you've been missing us because we took a few days off. I don't even know when we took off. Last week. The week before, we were live from Sacramento, and we had a fabulous show in Sacramento. We had an after party, which was so much fun. If you didn't join, we're sorry you didn't join, because Raylene says that's the only one we're ever going to do in our entire lives. But, well, I'm not going to say anything because, you know, things change, things happen. You just never know. You never know what might happen. So if you're going, the next show that Raylene and I are going to be at together is Boise, Idaho. That's going to be May 12th through the 14th. So mark that on your calendars. And if you're watching, you should know to always have a pen and pencil, because you are always going to want to take notes. So Boise is going to be May 12th through the 14th. But if you're in Portland area, they are going to be live tomorrow from, I think, the Portland Fairgrounds. I don't know. We'll ask Raylene where it is. You know, I don't pay attention if I'm not actually going to be there. But Portland, I know all of the vendors are there setting up today. It's kind of nice to be home at the shop and not setting up. I'm not going to lie. Although I'll be sad on Sunday when they're counting all their sales. Okay, Carolyn says, great after party. So cool to see Fabric Chicks followers and vendors. She loved it. Portland Expo Center is where the show is tomorrow. So it's a Rusty Barnes show, Quilt Craft Sew Mall, which is who we promote for. So that's tomorrow. It's going to be Thursday through Saturday. So be sure you go and say hello to all the vendors. And let's see, it's going to be a little bit of a different show because we only have two vendors today. We have Yazzii, who is from Yazzii, and then we have Quilted Treasures. So we have two vendors, and then Raylene and I are going to have a little chit-chat session at the end. So if you have questions, make sure you get ready to ask us those. So I'm just going to start right off with Yazzii with Yasmita with Yazzii Products. She's from Australia, so that's kind of exciting that she's staying up to talk to us, because it's either her morning or it's her night. Don't ask me, because I never can keep that straight. Are you there, Yazzii? Yasmita. There you go. Hi, how are you? It's good to see you again.
Very well. Thank you. It's been a little while since December, and I'm glad we managed to get online again today. Now, things have been going quite well. We're very busy, especially the US market keeps us busy with our sales. And in Australia, things sort of die down around the summer months. And so it sort of works both ways. So when you guys are having fun during summer, we will be active again. The show circuit starts again, and this is the first year we actually going to be on the road. So I'm quite excited about it, and I hope it all goes well. We can only hope, I mean, under the circumstances. It's been difficult for everyone, and I'm just glad we all here after the 2 years and looking forward. I actually made an inquiry to see if I can get on the show next year at Rusty Barnes in Phoenix, Arizona, which I've been coming for years. So I did get a big yes from Chris and Eric, and that's been good.
Perfect. That would be exciting to be able to see you. And we've got a lot of followers who are going to be anxious to meet you in person. So Phoenix is the perfect show because we have a lot of gals down there. And they're all typing in right now. Yazzii is fantastic. Love my bags. They're all excited.
That's
Yes.
wonderful. Now, I
Yeah.
will just take the little time I've got. I'm going to firstly talk to you about the little gift that we've offered part of this show. I did send some information, a little video, so I'm not sure if you guys played it, but I think it's a beautiful ID pouch. So when you go to trade shows or you even traveling, it's just amazing. I've used mine for years and years, and I just think it's comfortable, it's lightweight. I think it works for any environment. And I keep my mobile phone in there and I keep a lot of junk. Basically, I love collecting things, my cards, my business cards. So do have a look at it. And if not, the code is CA255. And that's the gift we will give. It retails for $35. And that's the gift we have on offer today. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about the coupon that we've got in place. Firstly, before I get to the coupon, Yazzii has, for the last 2 years, offered everyone in the US, Canada, free freight option if you order for a basket value of $75. So anyone in Alaska, Hawaii, Canada, USA, we had different basket values, but it was getting too complicated. So we've just made it $75 to keep it simple. So if it's over 2 bags, one big bag, it doesn't matter. You will get a free freight option anywhere in those states. It's not on offer anywhere in the other parts of the world, but definitely in the US and Canada. And that all our products are shipped from Paducah, Kentucky. We've got our warehouse and fulfillment center there. So that's one thing. And the next thing I thought I'll give you another offer is, as of this morning, we started our coupon of WW That's YAZ 10. 10% discount on all our current products. Now, I don't want you to go on the website and look at my gift items where we've got them on specials, my discontinued, the silk brocade. They all discounted. We're just clearing away now. But my current bags, based on my catalog today of 38 bags, extremely popular and well made, handcrafted in India on a treadle machine. Some of the large bags takes 20 hours for one artisan to make them for you. And the best part is we are going to be facing in the next week or 10 days, you'll see everything on our website go up by about 20%, due to the rise in our manufacturing costs. My shipment has just landed in New York and it's starting to find its way to Paducah. And that's when I've had to pay the higher amounts. The freight has doubled. Everything's changing now. So, right now, with whatever you're seeing, apart from the specials, the fact that you've got a 10% plus the free freight, I think you've just got about a 7-day window now before you start facing those increases. So the coupon code again is WW YAZ 10. So it's on the 38 bags. And if you look under our travel section, it's exactly the same bags, but we do sell them as travel gifts as well. So we've identified 17 bags out of this catalog that'll work as perfect gift ideas for your traveling. So have a look at that. And I look forward to seeing you the next time I am here. And as I said, I'm looking at the Birmingham Quilt Show this year. I'm looking at Houston Festival, and I will be there at Rusty Barn since I've just got a confirmation from Eric and them. And we're going to be on the same spot as well, the same booth he's given me. And I feel very happy that we're going to be there. I loved my position. And apart from that, I'm just looking to tell you that we are, oh yeah, we have brought into the US these little bags that are with Sashiko embroidery. So anyone who owns a Yazzii bag and is looking for some way of embellishing them, these are little projects, 1 hour long projects that seem to work quite well. And we've also got these beautiful Aborigine inspired designs. So I'll just show it to you a little closer. Oh, here we are. So that's one of the bags that's been embellished using the Aborigine inspired design. So these are just black panels, and you put your colors of threads the way you choose to. Everything behind me, on the wall behind me, are samples of those bags. They've been extremely popular. Everybody's ordering them, and because of the design of the Aborigine effect and inspiration, it's been extremely popular in the US market. So I look forward to seeing you the next time. But for now, I'm going to let someone who is Sue from Suki Sews give us a good review on some of our bags. And I think you're going to love this video. She's done a tremendous job, and I really appreciate. And it's better coming from someone who actually has used it and is a crafter and is well recognized for her ability in the craft world. So have a look at it, and we'll talk later at the question and answers time. Thank you.
Got to let you play share.
Can you let me play the share now? Beth, you have to let us share.
I'm sure Ron's working on it.
Oh, okay.
You should go ahead and play it like you usually do. And it should, I can add it on from this side.
We do it all the time, so I think he knows what he has to do to let me share. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Are you looking to get your sewing supplies more organized?
Like your threads, your iron, and even your cutting mats and rulers? Well, in today's video, I'm sharing with you 3 quality storage bags from Yazzii. Yazzii is an Australian company, and the bags are handcrafted in India. Let's check them out. The first case I'm going to share with you is the Iron Storage Case Large. I'm really excited about this one because it holds my little mini Oliso iron. It's got a really nice zipper top, and the iron can be stored inside, including its little sole plate, which is what's great for when you're pressing, and you can keep the iron on there while you are pressing, but also while you're storing it. Now, it is recommended that you don't put a hot iron in this case. This is designed for when your iron is all nice and cool. But I gotta share with you some of the things that I really like about the case is that everything can get in there. The cord can get wrapped around the iron. It can have the sole plate on it. And it's got 2 zippers, one on each side. So that way you can have the zippers all connect at the top of the bag or all in one direction. It's got a really nice little handle at the top, and it's deep enough to hold the iron, but a little bit of movement inside. It's got quilting on it, and the entire inside looks like it's fully lined. I have to say the construction is really beautiful. I think one of the cool things about this too is if you are a machine embroiderer, because this opens up completely flat, you could hoop a piece of sticky stabilizer, lay this on top of it, and even monogram your bag. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this one, and I think I might have to get another one to hold my other mini Oliso iron. But this is going to be great for traveling or even just storing in your sewing space. The next bag I'm sharing with you is the Large Mat Carrier 18 by 24. Now I got to tell you, this is really cool. There are a couple of zippers. There's one here that is designed to hold a large ruler, and I've got the Olfa, I believe it's 6 inches by 24 inches, but I think I could even get a bigger one into this section. And what's nice is I could probably, easily get multiple rulers into this section. The plastic is nice and thick. The zippers are constructed really well. And just like the other bag, it has zippers so that they can meet in the center or on either side. So if you wanted to keep your rulers nice and organized, you didn't need to open the whole thing. You could just pull out maybe smaller templates. And there's so many possibilities for organizing with this bag. And then there is a smaller zipper at the bottom that I'm going to keep my golden rulers inside here because it just looks like it's like perfectly made for these rulers. It's fantastic. But again, there's plenty of there's plenty of space in here to have more rulers or templates. Now I'm going to flip it to the other side, and you're going to see how large this space is. This right here, the zipper is at the top. Same thing, the double-ended zippers with, you know, 2 zipper pulls. And then here I've got a 16.5-inch square ruler, plus I've got my cutting mat. Now this bag can hold up to an 18 by 24-inch cutting mat, but I don't even have a cutting mat that's that big. So mine is I believe it's the 12 by 18 inside here. So again, lots of space, lots of room to put things, nice quality plastic. And you can see how big the bag is even at the bottom. It's got nice binding around the edges, just constructed really beautifully. And then this is so fantastic. It's got shoulder straps, and they are durable. They're like really, I can feel that there's something inside there that's giving it lots of durability. And it looks like the straps are added all the way through and sewn a couple of times. So really nice construction. Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. This is making me want to get a larger cutting mat so I can fill all of this space up. And the last Yazzii bag that we're looking at today is the one I'm the most excited about. It is called the 100 Plus Ultimate Thread Organizer. That, according to the description, I'm supposed to be able to get 100 spools of thread into this bag. So let's take a look at it. On the front, aside from the logo tag, I've got a zipper, and it's got a nice compartment. Again, same beautiful construction, really nice quality material, really nice stable zipper. And we've got the straps on the front and the back. On the back side, we have a plastic pocket, just like on the other bag where it's got that nice thick quality pocket. However, this one looks like it has little pleats here. I'm assuming that's to help push out when we have any supplies and tools that are going to go into this pocket. And then on the inside, we've got the 2 double zippers, just like before. And this, I guess, this is where we're going to be able to get all 100 spools of our thread into. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Flip this over, and another 4. So we have a total of, I guess it would be a total of 9 plastic pockets that we're going to be able to get 100 or more spools of thread into. So now I have been holding on to this box, this beautiful box of Polysheen Metler embroidery thread, and I continue to use it in its case, but you can see how the size difference for this case is much smaller, and this is going to be able to fit into one of my drawers, whereas this doesn't fit into my drawers right now. So I'm having to keep this kind of out in my sewing space, and I keep kicking it over. So I'm really excited about getting all of this into here. So let's go ahead and start doing that. And we've got the last spool inside there. Let me get this out of the way. All right, now let's take a closer look. I was able to get 96 spools of thread into this bag with no problem whatsoever. I would say I could get probably another, like I said, 2 to 3 in each of these. So I would say, yeah, you definitely can get 100 plus spools. We didn't even touch the outside zipper at all. The little extra container here, I mean, there's definitely more space to put these in. Now let's zip it all up and see how it fits. Oh yeah, I can feel that there is definitely more room in here. There's definitely more room for growth when it comes to the threads that you can add to this bag. Yep, for sure. I'm really excited about this one. I can't wait to get the rest of my threads organized. I'm going to have to get me a second one of these. Well, let me know in the comments below which of these 3 organizers you think you need in your sewing space, and head over to the Yazzii website and let me know which other bags you'd like me to check out. And until I see you next time, I hope you have a creative day. Bye-bye.
All right. Yasmita, do you want to tell us anything else? There was a little bit of confusion about the first code, but I think you've typed it in. But you want to just say it for them so that they
Okay.
know?
Now, the first code, the ID pouch, is CA255, and that's on offer as a gift today. You're welcome to order it as well with your 10% discount. It's absolutely a fabulous bag, something I've used for many years on every trip of mine. And this large a bag that was demonstrated with the metal threads. It takes the Aurifil, it takes the eleganza. Doesn't take your big cones, but it was made for that size of thread. So if you put some crochet or cotton, I've seen people do that because it's got a lot of give with that plastic, the little pleats on each pocket. So you do have that give, but it's you're not going to fit 108. And I know we fitted 108 every single time on these sizes. So there's a little bit of adjustment. You might only have threads for 2 sleeves, the horizontal pockets, and you can put your rotary cutters, you can put other things. It's not that it's only made for threads. So I must admit that has got to be my biggest selling item that I've had in the last 6 months. We've just, every time we're ordering them, they just sell out. The iron storage bag is CA555, and that's the code that you need to use. Don't order the smaller bag because that takes your smaller mini iron. It's important that the Oliso storage bag is for the CA555, and that's exactly why I designed it. It also accommodates other larger irons. So I'm quite happy with the way things are. I did not want to bring in anything new during this pandemic. These are going extremely well. And as you know, we offer everything in 7 colors. So just keep an eye on that. They're beautiful colors. It appeals to everyone. And I'll be here at the end if anyone has any further questions. Okay.
Perfect. I know right off the bat, Cindy wanted to know if it will hold the Aurifil spools. And I think it will hold the 500 meters, but not the 1300 meters. Or it will hold the 1300 meters, but not as many.
Yes, that's right. It reduces. Right. It's logical that it will depends on what you're putting in there. But if you look at the eleganza, I mean, Sue Spargo is such a dear friend. She's given me so many samples just to place in her bags. And I think she does a great job. We know Aurifil fits because I do know of people. Metlash is just demonstrated, but it's all that similar size. You don't expect to fit larger at the same pace, but it is a great bag. Okay.
Right. Perfect. All right. We'll see you in a little bit. Thank you so much. And they loved the video. They keep commenting. They loved it. Yeah. We'll see you in a bit.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye. So I want to remind you guys that the door prizes are generously donated by the vendors. Today we have Yazzii has donated an ID pouch, Quilted Treasure, a $25 gift certificate, a travel size mat by Big Mat Rotary Cutting Surface. Just Notions is doing a grab bag, and then 2 Wild Wednesday mugs. So we've got quite a few door prizes. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think what else you guys need to know. You need to know if you're in Portland area, go online, download your tickets today, because then you don't have to stand in line, and you have a $2 off coupon. Debbie, we're so glad you're joining us today. It's her first day watching. We interview 2 to 3 other vendors every week when we are at a show. So we will be in your area in Boise, Idaho, May 12th through the 14th. And when we are on the road on Wednesdays, we do a behind the scenes at 3 o'clock, whatever time it is in the time zone where we're at. So that takes a little bit of figuring out, except for we do tell you. So, and then Thursday and Friday, we interview vendors from the show. So that's kind of exciting. Let's see, what else do we need to know? I guess that's kind of it for me for right now. Let's just go ahead and have, oh my gosh, I'm having a blonde moment. I think, okay, you're going to have to correct me, but I think it's Sue from Quilted Treasures, but I could be wrong. Okay, Raylene will pop in into Bobby. Okay, Bobby, I'm sorry about that, but welcome anyways. I know, I'm trying to do 10 things at once, and it's never a good idea. What is that behind you? It's absolutely stunning.
This is one of my stained glass quilts. This is called Fairy Quilt. And this is what we do normally is the stained glass. But I have a surprise for you today. We're going into clothing to make it easier for people to use these simple patterns.
Okay, so what, Bobby, where do you have a store also?
We have a website.
Okay.
We don't have a brick and mortar store because we travel around the country, but we are our website.
Okay, perfect. And you're not going to be in Portland tomorrow?
No, unfortunately, we're not.
Okay, what's the next show that they can find you at?
What's the next show? I'm having my cataracts removed for the month of April, so it won't be till after May. But it's on my website. My shows are there. But right now, I've been running around trying to get that done.
Perfect, perfect. And your website's right at the bottom. So girls, write that down so that you can go and find all the wonderful stuff that Bobby's going to show you. All right, Bobby, I'm gonna let you take it away.
Okay. To start off with, so I don't forget it, our gifts for the drawing is a $25 gift certificate. And we also are offering 10% off everything on our website, including the sale items. And unfortunately, soon we're going to have to go up on pricing. We don't actually know when, but this is a great time to get it because you get 10% off anything on our website. And what I'm introducing to you today is some clothing. I know quilters usually like to quilt, and I never sewed because I didn't know how everything was going to turn out. So what I've done is one of the previous shows, I did upcycling of jeans jackets. So this is the cover, and then there are 16 pages of directions on how to do it. So I'm going to share with you a couple of these samples. This is the one that I actually use in the pictures on the directions. And we go step by step. This is only one way of being able to do it. What we do is we take a piece of tissue paper and we make our block the way it would be fitting in here. You fold it over. Once you've done that, you press it. Then you take and place it down on your fabric. You're going to cut your fabric 1/2 inch larger than the paper pattern that you have. The good thing is you can make a pattern for whatever jacket you want. And one of the nice things about this is you buy a jacket that fits you and you don't have to worry about after you're finished, will it fit you. So once we've done that, we're going to take and press the fabric over our paper. So the reverse side will show it all folded over. Then I'm going to place it back onto my jacket. I'm going to position it to make sure that everything fits within the lines of the jacket where the stitching is. If it isn't, I'm going to roll it just a little bit one way or another to make sure it fits perfectly. Then I'm going to steam it down. So now I have a perfect pattern. Then I'm going to remove it. And then I'm going to use stay tape, which is a 2-sided clear tape. And I'm going to press that down around the edge of the pattern so that it's on my jacket. I'm going to peel off the other side. One side is fused down, the other side has paper. I'm going to peel that off. Then I can take my piece that I've already made and place it down, make sure it fits, and I steam it down. You do need to steam and not iron because that's what activates the stay tape. Once it's down, what I've done on this jacket is I've taken and added some white braiding. We have it available for our stained glass. It comes in black, white, and green. And this is the 1/4 inch nylon white. And we also have a 1/4 inch nylon black. And the others are 3/16 inch white, black, and green. The black is only $9.95 for 12 yards, no matter it's the wide or the short. and the green and the white are $10.95 for 12 yards. But you can see how that finishes up nicely. Then I took some fringe and I just sewed that on the bottom here. And I've decided to petition the back of the jacket here by leaving that natural. And then over here, I've added the fabric. And you can see how I'm staying inside the lines of the stitching of the jacket. Now, when I put the fringe on, I just brought it right down the sleeve. So you can do anything you want to it. In the front, I put the fabric covering these parts of the jacket, and then I did the fringe here, and then I just colored a little bit of it down here. You have to be careful not to sew over your pockets. But this is the one that I use as a sample in the directions, and if you have any problems at all, please contact me. I'm going to share with you a couple of others. This I did a little bit differently because I do some embroidery floss around the collar, and I did an embroidery piece right there. So you can embroider on these. And on the back, I used a piece of embroidery that I had done as a practice piece to learn how to do it. So I put that on, and then I picked up the different colors at the top to bring out the colors of the I've added to the jacket. This one I added a very nice, unusual fringe to it. It has little buttons hanging off of it. And I decided to carry that across the jacket. I did not use fabric up here. I decided to use the floss to decorate that. And I put the buttons fringe down the bottom. And then I used some thread, some yarn that I couched in here that gives that fuzzy little look. So that's just a very thin yarn. And on the front here, we have the pockets, and I covered around them just to add a little color to it. All of these are on the pictures in the pattern. Now this one's a little bit different too. I used the floss around the collar like I did on the previous one, and I used some embroidery on this one. This is beaded embroidery already made up. So I used that, and I used the embroidery on the sleeves to just give it a nice little touch. Now on the back, I covered this with the fabric, only this time I used the green tape around the outside of it, my lead line. And then I used one of our hand-painted blocks. This was just an odd one we did, and I had it lying around, so I decided to put it in the back of the jacket. So you can see how you can just take things that you have lying around, and then this one, we use a ribbon that was beaded with little mirrors in it around the base of the jacket. You can do things on the cuff, like I did here, and a little bit of color on the back. So you have to be creative. You can do anything you want. These I selected because they're a little different techniques. Now this one, I took and used ribbon around the collar and stitched that down. Then I didn't do much. I didn't do anything on the front. I just left that, and I did it over the shoulder. And I decided to put the fringe over the shoulder so it hangs nicely there. On the back, my UFOs are stained glass or Zentangle. This is a Zentangle block that I had done for a class I taught. So I decided to take this and just put it on the back of the jacket. And I ran the ribbons down on either side of it. So you can see this one is not quilted. The one that is on the cover here is quilted. I don't have that anymore. That's gone to a very nice home. And this one here is a biker style jacket. One of the first ones that I did, and I added the fringe on the top, and then I did the pieces down. Now this is a little different because you can see how I finished the pockets off. And these are in the directions there. There's pictures of this. But what we want to make sure is that we don't sew the pockets closed. And on this one, oops, there we go. I want to show you how I carried all of that fabric inside. So I can wear it open and I don't have to worry about things fraying. I did bring it all the way over to where the fold of the jacket ended. And on the back, I used the fabric in the center section. I covered the white lead line around the outside of it and put the fringe on it. And it makes a really nice jacket. So that's what we have for the jackets. And I never sewed because when I sewed and I made something, when I put it on after I had made it, if it didn't fit, what do you do? So that's why my patterns now that I'm introducing are things that you don't have to have size for you. That's why you buy your own jacket, whatever size you want. If you decide to use jeans, what you have to do is open up the seams on the inside of the leg. And if they're really tight, you're going to have to take the stitches out, or else you won't have enough fabric to sew it together. If they're loose enough, you could just cut that strip off, that heavy stitchy off. And I use that in other things. Save it because you can use it in bags or anything else. This is the other one. This is a pattern by Emma Seabrook. And this has only 5 pieces in it. The pictures you see here are done with a knit fabric, a non-woven fabric. And this one is all done. We did strip piecing with the fabric. This was done many years ago when I used to winter with her down the Cape, down at the Keys, I mean. So the jacket I have on now is one, let me step back further so you can see it. It's made up with just the 5 pieces. And it's just using fabric that I laid out and cut them down. So there's no piecing or anything there. And then we just put the collar and the trims on. And with this, we added a little bit of extra fabric here just to accent them. But this jacket here is very easy. This one is not lined, but it could be if you wanted to. When I was in Florida last month, I fell in love with this panel. This is called Amazing Poppies. It's the name of the fabric line. And I bought it because I loved the panel. Then I bought the striped fabric. I got 2 yards of that. And I bought 2 yards of the black that matched the black in the panel. So this took 1 panel and 4 yards, 2 of each one. I do have cutting directions that if you order this pattern, which is $15, you will get directions on how to make all these different variations. And it's really a simple thing to do. This is long because I didn't want to cut any of the panel off, but you can make it any length that you want. This one is more in line with what we all recognize, strip piecing. So what I did is I strip pieced it. This only takes 3 yards once the fabric has all been sewn together to strip piece. I make them 44 inches long, and there's a cutting guide on how to cut them different widths and sew them together. Then once you've done that, you can lay the pattern down and you can cut it out. Now, before I sew it together, what I did with this jacket is I took my lining fabric and I placed the patterns over there and I cut the exact image of the jacket that I cut out. When you have it strip pieced, you're going to have all these little raw edges down the middle. I used the stay tape, put right over that, the 2-sided stay tape. I steamed it down. Then I took my lining and I laid that down and I steamed that on also. So now it is fused together. It's not going to be coming apart. So I have done all this before I've done any sewing at all. Then once I have these done, they're all lined pieces, I assemble them the same way you would the jacket. And you can see how nice it is. Now the sizes go from small to 2X. So this is a fun thing to have. When I do this class, I give directions on how to strip piece it, bring it to class, and in that same day, you will walk out with a jacket already made. Now I just happen to be working on a new pattern. This is my 3 flamingos. And instead of putting it in a wall hanging, I said, why not put it in a jacket? So I did. So this is not quilted, but it has been, the flamingos are from one piece of fabric. A half a yard of fabric will make those 3 flamingos. Then I did my lead line over it, made it look like stained glass. Then I strip pieced the front and the sleeves, and I assembled them. And this one I had to do a short jacket because I had not planned on doing it any longer. So to cover the raw edge down here, I just put a piece of black fabric to finish it off at the bottom. But it looks great as a short jacket, a long jacket, or you can make it anywhere in between. And what I like about Emma's patterns, it's not that thin tissue paper, it's a heavy paper. So you can use them over and over again. Another thing you're going to see on the upcycling of jeans is making clothes. This is a sweatshirt that I bought, and then we just upcycled it. Now in this one here, we did use a non-woven fabric, and you just do the same thing with your paper. You make your paper pattern, and then you cut your fabric out, fold it over, and then Emma does a thing with sergers that she makes her own trim. And that's something, if you're interested, I'll get you in touch with her. But she makes this wonderful, see if I can get close enough to it. That trim is actually done with just thread. And she carried that around onto the cover, the hood. And this is the top underneath using the same fabric. And again, I'll try to get close enough you can see it. That trim is just made up of thread. And this is another one. This jacket does not have a hoodie on it. Oops, I guess I gotta stand back further for you, see? And it did not have any pockets. So I think all jackets ought to have pockets. And so Emma added the pockets for me. And we have nice deep pockets in this. And then she took and used the trim around them. And on the back, notice the fabric? This is the same fabric that I have the jacket. You can see how versatile it is. This was made with the leftover fabric from the jacket I'm wearing. Now we still do our stained glass. And this one here shows you how we do it. This pattern has been discontinued, but I'm in the process of redesigning one similar to this. I had so many people disappointed, but unfortunately, we've had some of the people who've mentored with our sewing, with quilting, I mean, to become designers, and some of them have gone by the wayside. They've gotten out of the business. So, unfortunately, that was one of them, but her quilt lives on, and it's fun to do. Now, to do the stained glass, all we have to do is take the paper pattern. We lay it down, we trace our design onto our background. Now, if you want to, at that point, you can make a sandwich and you can quilt right through your sandwich. You still have the lines to know where to put your fabric for the top. Then afterwards, you're going to cut the pieces out. You're going to keep them as many big pieces as you can, like I did here on the flamingos. I glue it down with just a few drops of Roxanne glue basted. I don't use fusible, so I can layer it without any bulk. There's no stiffness, and I can reposition it. The nice thing is every one of my quilts is machine washable. And if for some reason you didn't get it all underneath, you can also take and undo your stitching, push your fabric back underneath, because we have no fusible underneath it, and we can stitch it back down. Then after we've cut out our pieces and we've glued them down, we're just going to layer them. Then we use our lead line, which is a polyester braid. It has no right or wrong side. So what we do is we take a glue applicator and Lean's tacky glue, and I run a bead of glue right around the edge of my fabric. I glue my lead line right down, and when you go around a corner, if you place this on a piece of cardboard, when you go and fold your lead line over, all you have to do is put a straight pin in, and you don't have to worry about it moving around. Within 10 minutes, the glue will be dry, and you'll have to remove it by pulling the pin out. After that, you would have to use water if you want to reposition it. So once we've done that, we're going to baste everything together with our batting and backing. When you sew right through the lead line, and you're quilting all at the same time. Use a twin needle or zigzag stitch and go right down the middle. Now, when we're covering the lead line, if we go over a line that does not have the lead line under it, all you need to do is stop gluing, hop over that line, and then continue to glue. And that leaves a pocket to tuck it in whenever you're ready. If you make a mistake, you draw a line the wrong place, you cut the wrong place, we just put lead line over it. The more mistakes you make, the more it looks like real stained glass. So this is a very simple technique. And on my website, I do have a demonstration, YouTube demonstration of how to do this. The only thing I've upgraded since then is putting the cardboard underneath so that you can see, put the pin in, and makes gluing much faster and easier. So those are some of the things we do. Also, starting tomorrow, I am doing a free webinar. It's going to be about all the products that we use. So I'm going to talk about threads and needles and scissors. Sometimes we buy a thread, we put it on a machine, and it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Well, there is two ways of winding thread. There is an S and there is a Z. Also, it could be the number of ply thread that is in there, 2-ply, 3-ply, and some of them are coated. So basically, if you use a brand of thread and it doesn't work on your machine, don't get that for that particular machine because you're going to have the problem. Now, I'm not saying manufacturer, because somebody like Superior might have different lines, and one other line may fit on there, YLI. So there's so many different ones. Don't give up on a thread company because one spool does not work on your machine. But we're going to talk about that, about batting, needles, and there's so much more. Now, if you want to participate, send me an email to joe@quilterstreasure.com, and on the subject matter, put in webinar, and I will send you out an invitation. It's going to be 2:00 Pacific time tomorrow, on the 7th, on the 14th, the 21st, and the 28th. I will also be trying to video it and posting it on my website, and I will post my notes so that you can go on there. I have links to some of the sources where I got the information, but it's a way of educating new quilters as to the tools that you use. And also, I learned a lot just by doing the research on it. So it's good for any level. So if you want to participate, just email me with a subject matter webinar at joe@quilterstreasure.com. And again, I'm offering 10% off on anything on the website. So I hope you'll take advantage of it before we're forced to raise our prices.
Perfect. Okay, I do have one question. We have somebody who's looking for the fairy quilt, and she says she can find an angel one, but she can't find the fairy one.
Well, what's left of the patterns on the fairy one are under our sale price, this clearance sale. So that's why if they're interested, send me an email. And that's what I'm going to be doing this month, is designing a new version of this quilt, because everybody is so sad that we don't have this anymore. So I'm discounting all the patterns that are left of this one, and the others will be coming out soon.
Okay, perfect. And they can email you at joe@quilterstreasure.com.
Right. If they want anything on this, or if they want to participate in the webinar.
Okay, perfect. And Raylene's posted that in the comments. So girls, if you didn't see the comments, it's posted there so you know exactly how to spell it. And I think that's all the questions we have right now. We'll be bringing you back in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Linda ABC says she was just looking for this kind of a class. Perfect, Linda. I think you'll enjoy it. I think it'd be a fun class because you're going to just learn so many different things. And I'm always about learning tools to put in your toolbox because you can use them in different applications. But if you don't even know that they exist or how to achieve that look, you're kind of stuck. So I always recommend taking as many classes as you can. All right. So that's kind of all, Raylene. I know you're there lurking in the background. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I always have something to say. My
Oh, that's
laundry
my
just
finger.
beeped. My
Uh-oh.
dryer's done, but it can sit there. I promise I won't get up and go. No, it's just, I'm just glad to be home since we had our unexpected trip to take the van in, and it didn't end up being as bad as we thought. So that's good because we shopped a lot because we were there longer than we planned on being. But yeah, so it was good that the van didn't cost more. Plus, the little bit of gambling we did, I did not have a good couple of days.
Well, I'm just going to tell you because I live in Nevada where you can gamble at the grocery store.
Right.
So I know you're a Californian and you're new to this, being able to gamble every time you walk in the grocery store. So they don't stay in business because you're winning.
Well, this is true. Well, luckily Ron did really well this time. So he kind of offset my losses. But I'm not usually so unlucky. But, it was one of those trips where we just kind of, it was kind of forced on us, but we really needed a break. So I just didn't care. I just totally did not care. Yeah, it was like, whatever, I'm laughing. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But no, I just, before you give them the secret word today,
you want me to do that?
Well, you can.
So look these are my notes of what you sent me. And I was wondering, I was reading it and look, I had Bobby's name there. So why I couldn't think of it, I don't know. I'm really sorry, Bobby. But I had this random word and I'm like, I don't even know what that's for. But now that you told me the secret word, okay, I know what the word's for. It's been a blonde day.
Well, that's okay. You're excused once in a while since, again, you weren't even supposed to host and you jumped in for me because we didn't think we thought we were going to be pulling to the side of the road to run the show today. But luckily we made it home to our internet connection in time. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Cindy Gygax, it's Joe, JOE at quilterstreasure.com, QUILTERSTREASURE.com. You guys know, have a pen handy at all times because you never know what's going to come out of either of our mouths.
And you know what? I'll go back sometime later today and I'll put that on our website. So if anybody does want to join Bobby's webinar tomorrow, they'll have it right there on the website. And hopefully that'll help our pencil challenged friends.
Oh, does Joe need an E at the end? Is it JOE?
Yes. It's her, yeah. Her husband, Joe. Yeah. So it's Joe at quiltedtreasure.com. He gets the email. He's the behind the scenes brains of the operation.
Okay. Well, this is the question. Is it JOE or JO?
Yes. JOE.
Okay. Try that with an E, Cindy Gygax. Okay. All right. We like to hold your hands with everything you do. It drives Raylene crazy.
Yeah, well, no, I really can't blame all of them and all of this on my crazy. I was that way before we started Wild Wednesday. So
no, I was perfectly normal.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah,
right. Remember, I knew you before this. So
yeah,
there's video.
Okay.
There's video.
Yeah,
you can't deny it.
Didn't exist then. Okay, so the secret word, while we're chit-chatting, the secret word is stash, STASH. So if you're new to joining, type in stash. That gets you entered into the drawing. Only type it in once because we're not going to filter it out if you don't follow the rules. I would disqualify you, but probably Raylene's going to let you slide. It just takes her more time to get through the list. So if you're new to joining, the door prizes are generously donated by the vendors. And a lot of times we have vendors who are super generous, not just when they're being interviewed, but they donate extra prizes so that we can have quite a few to give out. So we have Yazzii is doing an ID pouch. Quilted Treasure is doing a $25 gift certificate. Big Mat Rotary Cutting Surface is doing a travel size mat. Just Notions is doing a grab bag. And in case you don't know who Just Notions is, it's Raylene. I know. Well, somebody thought that we just hosted these Wild Wednesdays and we didn't have a real job. So I just want to let you guys know we actually do have stores. We do have websites. We do actually work besides having a great time on Wednesdays with you. Okay. And then 2 Wild Wednesday mugs. So Shirley says she loves vendors, especially on Wednesday, because she gets to see lots of vendors she didn't even know about. And that's kind of true. That's what I say, is that you get at the shows, you're really excited, but you're kind of on overload, and you don't necessarily get to get in and see up close and personal what the vendors are showing. So this is an opportunity to really get to know and see great demos and learn kind of the process, because sometimes the shows are so chaotic.
Yeah, and since we're kind of talking about that, let's just kind of segue now into what you and I were going to kind of talk about. First of all, we're not in Portland, obviously. Beth and I both needed a little bit of a break. We had to get a recall done on the van. I've got to get a root canal done. Beth's got the shop going crazy, busy. But a lot of our Wild Wednesday vendors are there. So I encourage all those of you that are going to Portland this weekend. Off the top of my head, I know Big Matt is there, and they are always so generous with extra prizes. They gave so much stuff at the party. I'm pretty sure Carriage Country Quilts is there. I know Easy Piecing is there. Actually, I will at some point go and look and post on our website who you should go look for.
Right. I would think Cruise and Quilts might be there too, because
because they're local. Cruise and Quilts is there. Yeah. So a lot of people that have been so generous on the show and generous with their time and have done demos. And I just want to mention, we only have the 2 vendors today. There are so many shows this weekend all over the country. And, our vendors are from all over the country. So it was a little harder to get people this week just because they're all, setting up their shows today. But we do have a full show next week. We've got 3 fantastic vendors already booked in. But what Beth and I wanted to kind of go over with you guys is, can you see this paper? This is now the master list.
It looks so official. Look at my world, and Raylene's world.
Well, no, this is what I emailed you, so that's why it was typed up. But we canceled the show last week, and we just kind of wanted to talk about that because, when we originally started Wild Wednesday, we really thought we were just going to do this while there were no shows. But of course, we're enjoying it. You guys are enjoying it. We realized we had so many of our regular viewers who are not in places where they would ever see us at a show. So we said, okay, we're going to keep going. But what has happened and what we have found out now that we are really crazy busy with shows again is that we just can't do every week. As much as we would love to, there are going to be weeks that we are going to, and we'll tell you ahead of time, but when we are getting back from a show, when we just get home on Monday, it is impossible for us to pull off doing Wild Wednesday on Wednesday that particular week. But you did just get to see us 3 days when we were at the show. So we don't want you guys to think that because we're going to be I hate to say the word cancel, but we won't have shows some weeks. We're not going away. We just need to figure out a way to incorporate our shutdown things that we did with our now back to normal things.
I'm going to say, Raylene, I think you had a blonde moment there when you realized that. So Raylene says to me, I'm wondering why I'm so backed up and I can't get caught up and I just feel overwhelmed. And she says, but then I realized that we're doing all the things we did to survive during COVID. So we're doing all of our online stuff, all of our Facebook stuff, but now we're incorporating shows. So it's like we're doing 3 jobs instead of 1 job.
It's been crazy. And, although I've got a few years on Beth, neither one of us are getting any younger. And then shows are getting harder to bounce back from afterwards. And of course, in Beth's case, she has to come back and get her, she's got to catch up everything from the shop. Because we're a manufacturer, we come home to, 50, 60 orders that have to be done. Plus our customers that are other vendors are like going, I'm going to a show, I need stuff. And we're like, oh gosh, yeah, we need to do this instead. So yeah, we're going to get a good balance on it. We'll figure it out.
Right. And sometimes I think it's good for you guys to have a break because then you can actually sew instead of just being entertained. Like you can actually sew. And Raylene, don't we have a Facebook page for all of our followers that they could join and then they can post what they're working on?
Yeah, I think I need to change the settings on the Facebook page. I'm going to look at that so that anybody can post because we really want it to be, now that it's up and going, want it to be more interactive. And, we're working on some other things to just make it easier to find our vendors each week and, different stuff that we're doing because you know, we initially started with just vendors who were on the Quilt Craft Sew Mall, but they've all been on 100 times, and we know you guys would like to see some new blood. So we're branching out. We're going to be bringing in some other vendors. So we want to make it really easy for you guys to find them. So like Beth and I, we are not in any way short of great ideas. What we're
No, we
short
have too
on
many
is
ideas sometimes.
the time to do them. And even though I know she was like all holding me all accountable earlier about the party was fun, but guys, it was a month of work before the party ever got there. And then of course the show was busier than it ever usually is. And by the time we got to the party, we were so tired. We're like, what were we thinking? But you know, like Beth said, you never know. But we do have some fun stuff planned for shows instead of the party. So in Boise, we're going to be testing out some fun stuff, which I'm not going to share with you yet, but we're still going to have fun. We're just going to do it a little bit differently, and where we don't have to stay up until 9 o'clock at night, because at the shows, that's really hard.
It's true. It's true. And you know, like a lot of people don't realize that we spend, you know, a week or more packing and getting ready for the show. And then setting up the show. And for those of you who don't know, and Lynn Jenkins could have testified to this because she helped me unload my van once. The sweat literally drips.
Pours.
I mean, you're not, yeah, it's all over your body, girls. All
it's disgusting.
It's a bad visual, I know, but it's a hot, sweaty job setting up for a show. And they never turn on the air conditioning for us on setup day because we're just vendors. They keep the air conditioning for you guys. So, so it is kind of it just is exhausting, and it's exhausting to smile all day. I'm just gonna say
all day. How hard was it to do 2 more hours of being all happy when we were so tired?
Yeah,
we didn't want you guys to really see the real us.
Right. Leandra says we should recruit help for the after party because it really was fun. There are Wild Wednesday girls everywhere who would volunteer.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let us get
on it. Girls,
some distance.
Yeah, don't tell Raylene, but I think it's kind of like childbirth. It's really painful, and when you're going through it, you say never again. And then
exactly
for a while, you forget the pain and you do it again. And some people are crazy and do it 11 times, like Linda ABC.
Oh my gosh, yes,
11.
she's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yes. Yes.
Well, and the reason they don't turn on, because everybody's commenting about the air, it's because while we're setting up, all the doors are open. So the air conditioning would just fly right out the doors anyway. But still, we whine and moan. We know the reason, but that doesn't mean we can't complain about it.
Because we're going to.
Yeah, we're going to complain about whatever anyway.
Right.
But Beth was talking about how crazy it is to set up, and then you got to unload. And then like now, again, a week after the show's over, the products start coming back in. Well, I've got 10 toilet paper size cases of product that came in Saturday. So then we start the process of checking it all in and pricing it, putting it back into our assortment, updating the website that we're no longer out of stock. So it's an ongoing situation. And we chose this. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves why, but we did choose this. But it's kind of a crazy life.
Yes, it is. It's the life of gypsies. Okay, Evelyn might be my new favorite. She says, we should all send you both Chippendales to unload your vans for you.
Oh, I already have one. I have Ron.
Yeah, well, that's true. She has Ron. Yeah, okay. And he's not for loan. So, girls, just send the Chippendales to me, okay? Me and Peggy will enjoy them. Yes. All right. Okay, so...
What did you say, Ron? Oh, Ron says no. Just go ahead and send him to me too, so he doesn't have to do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so I know that we had a request from. So Bobby wants us to mention that you can sign up for her newsletter for monthly specials and information about the webinar. So do all of that through her website, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'll put it, like I said, I'll do a post and kind of recap all this stuff later today because there was so much information today. So that way, if they missed anything. Okay, and then can you tell them the Facebook page for where they can interact? Well, I'm going to change the settings on our Wild Wednesday Live page. So hopefully then they'll be able to just interact there. So, but give me a little bit of time. We just got home an hour ago. So,
Okay. No, yeah. You know, I like to just throw it out there. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. If I think it, I say it, girls. And let's see. Oh my goodness. So Shirley says that we should all have our husbands do Wild Wednesday. Yeah, my husband, are you kidding me? He wouldn't even know what we really sell.
well, we're just happy though that, you know, when Roger's back on his feet, that it at least has started filming and stuff for you, because that took a lot of pressure off of
It's a huge help. It is a huge help.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Oh, and I guess we should tell them too that as far as the contest go, the door prizes today, I will have the winners posted on our Wild Wednesday Facebook page. Should be by an hour after we sign off, and it will tell you what to do if you win. Guys, I really need you to follow those instructions. Sometimes people get excited and they go directly to the vendor. Well, the vendor might be on the road or whatever, and I have a direct line that I can get your information to them quickly. Plus, I need to know that you have, you know, that you've responded. So make sure if you are a winner, you follow the instructions that will be in that Facebook post. I know you guys can't be renegades. You got to follow the rules. See, Beth, I can be tough.
Wow, I'm glad you can, because I just baby them all.
Okay.
In my spare time, I try to take
you
care
do. You take very good care of your people.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So I know I'm just going to put this little blurb in there real quick, because I know we're going to be wrapping up really quick. But I do have a live sale today at 4:00. So join me on Fabric Chicks Creative Oasis Facebook page or YouTube channel. And look, it's getting ready right here. See the piles? All of that is numbered and labeled. We've got a new Bonnie Sullivan flannel line. We've got a sewing line. We've got some sales, a bunch of trims and embellishments. I'm not even really sure what, because I'm just kind of winging it and throwing it and getting it together.
Well, today's a good day to have all those trims and embellishments, because they just saw what to do with them from Bobby's demo. So, and we probably should still bring everybody back in real quick for questions, right? Because they're standing by.
Yes. Okay, let's
Before
do
we
it.
sign off.
Okay.
You can get rid of me though, Ron. They don't need me.
You can stay. You don't have to go. Okay, there was a question for Bobby. Bobby, is there a pattern for the kimono?
Yes, there's one pattern and you can do all 4 different versions on it. I send you separate directions with them to do that.
Perfect. Okay, girls, so this is your opportunity. You can ask Yasmita or Bobby or Raylene any questions that you might have. And I know if you guys are new to watching, Yasmita's from, her company is out of Australia, but she does ship out of the US, I believe, right, Yasmita?
Yes.
Okay. And then Kathy wants to know lead lines as in stained glass.
Yeah, it's called lead, L-E-A-D, line, L-I-N-E. It's a polyester braid, and it's what we use in our stained glass. And we also use it in upcycling jackets that we can take and cover the raw edges to reinforce everything.
Perfect. Okay, well, I think you guys did a pretty good job explaining it, because they're not asking any questions. Oh, Shirley needs a bigger ruler. Talk to Raylene about that, because Raylene makes those rulers. I just had her make them with one for me for my goodies. But Raylene sells every size ruler you can imagine. What was the CA255 coupon details?
Now it's the same for all our products, and it's WW YAZ, and it's 10. The gift that we've got is this particular ID purse, which you can order as well if you don't win it. But it's a beautiful bag. It takes my passport. It takes my phone with its cover. It's an iPhone 13. It fits beautifully in there. It's got a crossbody strap, so it's perfectly on me here. And there's 4 pockets. So there's a zipper out here. There's a second zipper for your phone, the third, and right at the back we've got some pockets as well. So there's 5 areas that you can fill. And let me assure you, when I'm traveling, I do take everything I need. My husband carries his Kindle in here too, and it's very lightweight, and it just fits perfectly across your shoulder. So I often get people come to me at shows and says, do you have the bag that you're always wearing, my navy blue bag? And I've used it for 13 years. So I think it's had its days. The next time you see me, I'm going to choose a purple bag and come across, right? So it's just something new, and it's very, very nice. Very functional bag.
Right. It's great for even more than just passports. It'd be great for going out to the bar, or if you're at a show, a sewing show, you can put your, and you know what? I find that one of the biggest things people do
have
at
the glasses that were
shows
in
is
that
they're
white
in a hurry,
bag.
so they
You
put their
want
credit card in their back
the
pocket, or they put it somewhere weird, and then they
Yeah.
get up to the cash register and they have a nervous breakdown because they can't find it. So put that bag on as a crossbody bag, and it won't get too heavy, and you'll always be able to just slip it right back into the bag. Perfect.
I use it for my dinners, if I'm out for dinner at night, if I'm going shopping, when I go for a walk in the mornings. I have this bag more than any other bag I've used. I just love it. I can't live without it now.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, I'm not sure, Shirley, about your question. Is the pattern for the bag and in the hoop pattern? All right. Do any of you girls, is that to any of you? Does it make sense? I'm not sure if she's talking about the passport bag. It says, is the pattern for the bag. So your bag, Yasmina, your passport bag is already completed
Yeah.
and sewn.
It's
There's
a
no
finished
pattern for it.
product. It's a
Yeah.
finished product. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure about the in the hoop pattern. Does that ring a bell to any of you guys?
Oh, when she was talking about adding the sashiko, she mentioned that the one bag that you could put it. Yeah, that's what it would. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Okay, so it's a finished bag, but you can put it in the hoop and sew on it.
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Darn, I've got to remember for 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Okay, so you girls do know that you can set an alarm on Facebook so that it alerts you every time we go live. Every time.
At your time, and it'll alert you for wherever you're at. Yeah.
Right. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much, Yasmina and Bobby, for joining us. And
Thank you, Meredith.
And if you girls have any questions, you can always just send them an email and get your questions answered. All right. We'll talk to you next week at 2:00. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Go to the Portland show, girls.